Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk about a couple of things which I think it's good to clarify. We may have clarified it many videos ago, and that's the myths around mindfulness and meditation. And one of the greatest myths about mindfulness is that it has to incorporate meditation, and it does not. We already have spoken about that. And what I had said in previous videos is that mindfulness can be practiced formally or informally. And one of the formal practices of mindfulness to strengthen the muscle of awareness is to practice meditation. But you don't ever have to meditate, and you can be a very mindful person. So you don't have to have that as a requirement for yourself to be mindful. So myth number one is that mindfulness and meditation are not the same thing. Myth number two is that you should be mindful all the time. It's not true. You could be mindful for as much as you want to be mindful. And so it's almost impossible for most of us to be mindful and present and grounded at all times in our life. It is impossible. Like the mindless moments where I scream at my kids. You know, in hindsight, I'm like, oh, that wasn't very mindful. But, you know, it's impossible for you to put that task on yourself and that expectation that you should be mindful all the time. So there's not a prescription that to be enlightened, you have to be mindful all the time. No, just the more you introduce mindfulness into your life, the research shows that the less stress you have in your life. Now, myth number three, which is the most interesting one for me, which is how I started mindfulness. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do mindfulness so I can de-stress. So it is not a de-stressing tool. Now, let me correct that. Practice long term, mindfulness helps to decrease stress. But it isn't something like, I'm just gonna go for a jog and just shake it all out. It's not like you go to mindfulness for an hour as a way to de-stress. Because what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is awareness of what is. And sometimes being aware of what is not pleasant. Sometimes when I'm in one of my heightened anxiety states, I'm mindful and it's really hard because I can see it as it's happening, or a panic attack. I can see it as it's happening. I'm in that moment, but it's not fun. So mindfulness is sort of a way of life and not necessarily something we go to and then come back to our real life. So for those who are using mindfulness as an immediate tool to de-stress and then they get disappointed when mindfulness doesn't deliver on its promise, it is not a quick fix. It isn't something we run to just de-stress and then go back to our lives. It is the cultivation of awareness of our lives is what allows us the ability to choose to react or respond to our life. So with that, some of you have expressed that it would be nice to have meditations, and I think so too. And I used to end all my previous videos with a meditation, and I kind of stopped doing that because I think that a lot of people weren't doing them. But I respect everybody who is, and I enjoy meditating. So we're going to end this video with a meditation. I will guide it. So we're going to just, you'll hear the bell at the end, and that'll be your cue that the video is stopping. You can either continue after the bell or you can stop. So as we start with all of our other meditations, you find a comfortable seated position. And it's always good to anchor with the breath. So the way we do our breathing, you can either just take notice of the way the breath goes in through the nostrils, into the lungs. Some of you feel your chest expanding, some will feel the belly expanding, and then we exhale. So that inhale and exhale. There is no right or wrong with breathing. It's just paying attention to the way you're breathing. So once you find a nice seated position, the first thing we're going to do is bring awareness to our body, because that is a sure way of grounding ourselves. And the minute we bring awareness to the body, we are making that mind-body connection. So if you want to feel the space between your eyes, your brow, Just release all the muscles there. Relax all the muscles around your eyes. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue down to the root of your tongue. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And almost like your shoulders are melting from ice to water. Relax your belly. Many of us hold lots of tension, and the society chronically teaches us to suck in our belly. So give this an opportunity to yourself to just let your belly completely relax. Relax your legs. Feel your sit bones and feel yourself really heavy, as if you're sinking into the ground. The earth will support you. Feel the ground underneath you, always there, holding you up, supporting you. And I want you to take one more deep breath and exhale out. And we're going to take about 30 seconds of quiet time. And what I urge you to do is focus on your breath as it comes into your body and flows out. And as thoughts come, and they will, because that's what the brain does, it thinks, it's normal. Imagine putting each thought on a cloud and watching it drift away. So let's practice that together. Thinking is very normal. Notice the thinking, and then come back to the breath. Each time you do that, you are cultivating that muscle of being present. And take one more deep breath. And with the sound of the bell, you can either continue to do your meditation, or you can open your eyes.